Strong want to smash something. Humans should have green skin, like Strong.
Yeah, that was Strong. I actually got him pretty much at the beginning of the game by following a distress call and then fighting my way up a tower, and the reward was him. So he is one of my companions, and he's actually pretty funny to listen to, as you just saw. Welcome to Fallout 4. You can hear I'm sick and I haven't been doing some videos in some time because I was just so busy playing Fallout 4, and only Fallout 4. That's the only game I've really been playing recently, or since it came out. So here we are at Sanctuary, and you know, if you've been playing this game, you know that's where you can build your own house and your own community and so on and so forth. And I don't think it's really necessary that you build anything besides for like one side mission where you have to build some beds and some defense turrets, but you don't have to build your own house really. This is more like a fun side project for people who have a ton of time on their hands, and I don't really have a ton of time on my hands, but because I was sick and I wasn't working, I did have some time, and I built myself my own little shack here. And this is really nothing compared to what I've seen some people done on the web, but like I said, I don't want to spend too much time building something that doesn't really necessarily do anything for the game. It's just fun, and like a fun side thing that you can do. So you can see here's my cozy little shack, and I kind of put in like everything I could that I was be able to cramp in this little tiny house. Here's a little hidden safe back here, and I have a little trunk. I'm not really so sure if somebody else would come into this house if they could just access the safe, or if it actually will tell them that they need to crack it or hack it. And you know, I'm not sure if those people from this community actually would ever try to do this. I don't know how smart they built this whole thing, but I usually stash stuff in here that's more personal. It's not has anything to do with weapons or building houses. And as you can see here, here's my bobblehead collection. I had 3. I don't know what happened to the one. I think I must have put it in a trunk somewhere, and I don't remember where, so it kind of got lost. So right now I have 2, and I haven't found any more. So it's not necessarily my priority. Maybe if I get bored one day, I will go and try to find them all. But I don't feel like this is another thing that's necessary to actually have fun in the game. And here is dog meat. I put some armor on him and some goggles to protect him a little bit. I haven't really used him a lot. He's just more like fun, but he wasn't so helpful for me. Not as helpful as Strong or this guy, McCready. He is actually a really good shot, but he is in his underpants right now. Don't ask me why. I think I must have transferred some goods from him, and I must have accidentally transferred his clothes too. So, you know, when I find some time, I will give him his clothes back. But I think it's pretty hot today, and he's just working in the garden, so I think he's pretty comfortable just in his underwear. And this guy is kind of guarding through the fence.
Nothing but trouble.
I don't even know who this guy is. What is he doing in my garden? It's kind of creepy. So here are all my plants that I planted that I don't feel I necessarily need, because I find all those fruits and corn and all that stuff always on the road. But you know, I thought it would be fun to do. Here's my new Coca-Cola machine. I'm afraid to put any new Coca-Colas in there. I'm afraid somebody's gonna steal them. Then I have some top terrace up here you can sunbathe, and some defense tower here, so I have a nice view if somebody is coming, which I doubt that anyone is ever gonna attack this. I don't think that's gonna happen. And then I have some carpets and some tripwires, as you can see here, some tripwire right here. I just put that here because I thought if somebody should come. But then I realized that strange people are always in my house, so I don't know. And then over here we have a windmill that does power and some turrets and stuff like that. So that's my house. And look at that, McCready. He's busy gardening in his underpants. That's so funny. I gotta fix this fence. And I don't know, if you open the workshop, you can't really access this fence. It's kind of outside of the workshop area, which kind of sucks. So I think I kind of picked the wrong slab here, but I definitely have to fix the fence over here. I can do that. And then, you know, what I discovered here, I was like, huh, why is this tree? I wonder if you can get up on this roof on this tree. Let's see, there must be a reason this tree is like that. And I kind of unsuccessfully tried that at first and finally kind of made it up without falling down. Look at that rusty roof, that's horrible. And look at that, did you know that? There is a military bag with some ammunition and stuff in it. Yeah, anyway. That's that. Yeah, so how about Fallout 4? I have to admit, I was extremely frustrated with this game at the very beginning. I played to like level 3 and I was like, I don't know, this game sucks. I've never played Fallout 4 before and I didn't know what to do and where and how to get things, and I was just stuck at that mission where you had to kill the Deathclaw in your armor. And I basically had a friend play for me, and she basically just wasted all the ammo, thinking that it's unlimited ammo in the minigun, and we found out it wasn't. So then we had no more ammo, just a pistol, and armor ran out of power. So I was running around with the pistol trying to defend myself against the Deathclaw, and you know, right at the beginning of the game, that was pretty much like, you couldn't do it. And also, I had the guy that I was trying to help, he was actually shooting me, he kept killing me, so I was like, what is this? And there was no help, there was nothing. And the Pip-boy, you know, as ugly as it is so hard. There is so much to do, in my opinion, way too much, and it takes a really long term for newbies to actually learn the system. It's a really steep learning curve, and I don't usually like games where I have to learn so much in order to have fun. I just want to go in and have fun and get it right away. This is one of the games where it is actually worth it to learn all that, and you know, I love when I can loot things. There's lots to loot, there's so much to loot. I mean, you never run out of ammunition, ever. You never run out of guns, you never run out of ammunition, you never run out of anything. I mean, there's so much stuff to loot, and it's like so hard sometimes to decide what to loot, because if you loot too much, you get too heavy and then you can't walk, and then you have to use your companion to move stuff over, and that's kind of like of a hassle because you have to stop the game in a way and move stuff to your companion so you can move again. But after a while you kind of learn what loot to pick and what just kind of to ignore. And then the other thing that's kind of fun, you find those magazines. Here is one right here within a very radiated zone, so I'm trying to hurry up here and get out of here. And those magazines give you some extra perks and like extra power and stuff like that, so it's worth picking them up. And if you go here to this station, to this gas station, you actually find this magazine stand. And then you can actually put all your magazines nicely into this magazine stand and look at them. That's kind of fun. Not something you have to really do. It doesn't really matter. It's more like, you know, if you're a nerd or so, you can just kind of like, proudly look at your magazine collection. And I actually like magazines like that. They're kind of fun. So I'm partially a nerd, I guess. And besides reading a lot of tips and tricks online, you can also get a lot of info from those loading screens. They are super helpful, as I found out. There's so many tips that helped me a lot understand something that wasn't very clear to me. So make sure to always read this, because you will find out that there's a lot that you thought you knew and you actually didn't know. And what's also cool is the hacking. I always liked that in other games. It's very similar to other games. I mean, not this particular hacking here, but it's pretty fun, you know, for me being like a developer, partial developer. I love doing stuff like that and, you know, figure it out. And, you know, people kind of hinted at that you can select brackets in order to reset the count. So you can try 4 times and then you get logged out for 10 seconds. But if you find some of those brackets, it actually resets the count and you just keep going. But I don't know which way is really faster, finding the brackets or just wait 10 seconds and then go back in. But I don't know. I mean, I've tried both ways and either way really worked for me. And the one thing that I did not have to learn how to do, because I had done this many times in Dying Light, is the lockpicking, it's exactly the same as in Dying Light. Pretty much 100% exactly the same. So if you've played Dying Light, this will be simple for you. And as I mentioned before, there are so many guns in this game, way more guns than I ever would need or wanted to like have to make a decision about. So I kind of like use basically only my explosive shotgun, which is my absolute favorite gun. It just kills like everything besides maybe the Deathclaw. I just use the RPG. And I use maybe a sniper rifle and a pipe rifle. And that's basically it. You don't really need a lot of guns. You don't need any like of those crazy special guns. I'm already like level 34 and I don't know how high this game goes. But you really don't need all those fancy guns. Oh yeah, the laser gun, I use that once in a while. I didn't find that so effective, I have to say. And there are certain guns that don't really work for certain enemies. You have to kind of learn which guns you to use for which enemies. And oh god, I just almost stepped into this mine. There are so many booby traps in this game, but you can use the actual VAT system, which is another thing I thought was kind of like complicated to learn. I didn't know how it worked at the beginning. I didn't know what the numbers meant or anything. So I had to read up on it and learn about it. And now I'm glad I can use it because it seems like when you use the VAT system, as stupid as it looks, it actually does a little bit more damage. So yeah, that was it. I didn't want to give away any spoilers or anything, but I definitely have to say, if you like open world games and you don't mind learning a lot, this is definitely a game for you if you haven't picked it up yet. I still enjoy this game very much, but it eats up a lot of time. Just be aware. I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.